probably would not have stayed here if I had moved to Robins. But in those days, the military would put on your orders the next major city. In other words, Warner Robins in that era was not considered an SMSA, so Macon was the SMSA. So I got orders, the Standard Metropolitan Statistical Area, I think is what it stood for at the time. Okay, so they send me orders to go to Robins Air Force Base, Macon, Georgia. Well, unbeknownst to me, it wasn't in Macon. And so I wound up coming to Macon, found a place to live, went to a service station, had the attendant, remember in those days, the attendant put gas in your car. While the attendant's filling up my car, I said, by the way, where's the base? And he says, now of course to me it sounded like a real exaggeration. I wasn't used to Southern accents. He said, well, it's over to Warner Robins.
Over yonder.
Yeah. I said, what do you mean when you say over to Warner Robins? And I said, what is a Warner Robins? He looked at me like I was crazy and said, Warner Robins is where the base is at. I said, you mean the base isn't in Macon? He just looked at me and said, well, hell no, the base ain't in Macon. And I'm thinking, I have this sinking feeling. I just located and signed a lease for a year on a house.
Where were you living?
I was living in a house on Magnolia Street at the time.
And do you remember where this gas station was?
Oh gosh, no, it was somewhere on Broadway or something.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because I was heading in
that
direction.
Yeah. So I said, well, exactly where is the base? And he said, well, you follow this road for about 8 miles, and then you get on the old Hawkinsville Highway. And I'm sitting there saying, okay. He said, just stay on this, and you'll eventually get to it. And so I get on the road and I start driving. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to drive 100 miles to the base or wherever it's at. So I kept driving and driving. And when you're trying to go somewhere in anticipation, it seems like it takes a lot longer. I was sure an hour had gone by. And I finally, it's a 2-lane road, in those days. So I'm doing this 2-lane road thinking, does it have an ending? I mean, where does this road go? Finally, I come to the base and I think, oh my God, it's going to take me, it's not that long, but it's going to take me a while. So I check in on the base and I said, look, I accidentally moved to Macon. And they said, really? That's funny. So I thought, well, I probably won't get out of that lease. So I'm just going to have to make the best of it. But that was good because when I did call WNEX, I was living, not far away from Rogers Place. So it all worked out. But had I not done that, Ed, I really think if I had moved to somewhere in Warner Robins, which at that time was just a flat place with a lot of condemned buildings, I would not have stayed in this area. Because what got me hooked in this area was working for BML and meeting all the people and getting to feel part of a community. I wouldn't have felt that. And not to knock Warner Robins.
It really changed your life.
It did.
Making
that one mistake changed my life. It really did.